This here is from confessions.com, and can't say I saw this one coming. Meghan Markle eyes The View as desperation for relevance grows. Let's see what we got. Once the face of royal rebellion and Netflix glamour, Meghan Markle now faces the unnerving reality of fading relevance. With her $100 million Netflix deal effectively dead in the water, insiders claim Meghan is exploring every possible media avenue to salvage her crumbling brand. One surprising rumor, a potential seat on the panel of ABC's The View, which I think is one of the worst shows I've seen in the last couple of decades. Really biased, really cringy, but that's my personal opinion. Yes, you read that right. Meghan Markle, who once rubbed shoulders with world leaders and walked red carpets, is allegedly willing to settle into the chaotic morning talk show known for its often volatile political commentary and clashing personalities. According to a report shared with Hollywood insider Rob Shutter, Markle has been leaving no stone unturned in her quest for a fresh gig. One source even stated she'd take a Hot Topic seat next to Whoopi Goldberg if they let her. Now here's the thing. I don't like Karen Johnson, who is Whoopi Goldberg by the way, but for the most of her career, she was actually pretty accomplished. She was in some pretty good movies. She was on Star Trek. She was a good actress, at least. I don't like her political shit. I disagree with a lot of what she says, but breaking her down as a professional in her career, I think she's way ahead of Meghan Markle because from what I see, she actually earned it. She's a decent actress. And Meghan, well, married Harry and just got the free ticket. That comment alone speaks volumes about how far the Duchess has fallen from her original ambitions. Meghan once sought to build a global brand based on social justice, storytelling, and prestige. Like I keep saying, it's her social justice stuff that screwed up Harry that influenced him to do a lot of the stuff he did, that he wouldn't have done if he had a more traditional conservative woman. But now, some say she's grasping at straws even if it means becoming the next viral face of internet outrage, which she has been in most ways. I mean, going on The View, she sits around, she kind of laughs and heckles and makes fun of right-wing people, and that's about it. That's as far as she could go. What's she going to take the show into its future forever? The show has no future. It's kind of relevant now because Whoopi Goldberg is still on it, and, you know, Trump's in office. They could still have a party making fun of the right wing and things like that. But honestly, once the political scene shifts a little bit, let's say the left kind of comes in more control or whatever, the Democrats, they'll have less to talk about, less tension. The show is just going to go down at some point. They're going to get older, and there's more competition than ever. So I'm trying to say that even if she was on The View, that's got a pretty limited ceiling as far as how big she could get from it. Critics argue that joining The View could do more harm than good. One observer noticed The View is already a freak show, and adding Meghan Markle to the mix might just break it. Yeah, I agree it's a freak show. The show, which has seen a decline in both ratings and public favor, might think Meghan would bring a touch of royalty or class to the panel, but many feel it would only accelerate her ongoing PR problems. I agree with that. She's not bringing royalty to the panel. She left royalty. She's not royalty anymore. Still, it's not difficult to imagine the spectacle. Meghan's combative history with the press, her complicated relationship with the British royal family, and her insistence on controlling her public narrative could make for explosive daytime television. Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. It might just be people are watching the train wreck, the drama, what she says next. Fair enough. But is that really the right platform for a woman who once envisioned herself as a global humanitarian thought leader? Which once again isn't really what I think is a good match for Harry. This desperate pivot comes in the wake of multiple media failures, from her shelved Spotify podcast to the Netflix projects that fizzled out before launch. Meghan's Hollywood comeback hasn't gone according to plan. No shit on that one. It hasn't gone at all in any way, shape, or form. Some believe her brand has become too toxic, and the public, once intrigued by her outsider-turned-princess story, has grown tired of her drama. I'll agree again. They go on to say here, this is kind of a trend with other celebrities who used to be huge and now they're struggling for relevance. which is just kind of how the world works. It's not a new thing. Celebrities hit their peak and then eventually, they lose popularity and they kind of plateau out to whatever they could do best. And they go back to Meghan. As far as Meghan, whether or not she ends up on The View, the mere suggestion shows how rapidly her ambitions have shifted from royal grandeur to talk show drama. It's a narrative twist no one saw coming. But for a woman who's long tried to control her own story, the question remains, is she still the narrator or has a script slipped out of her hands? Yeah, script slipped out of her hands for sure. She's someone right now throwing shit at the wall, hoping something sticks, and my guess is it won't. She'll stay in the news. People will follow her, see what she does, probably kind of forever, like most celebrities. They stay in the news, but they're not exactly relevant. They're just kind of oddity news, like Britney Spears, love her or hate her, not here to judge, but she's kind of like oddity news. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you don't subscribe here, I'll be sad about it, but I'll get over it. See you next time.